Alright folks, here it is. We're working on the drive system right now. We've got one chain ran on it and got one end of it set up for an adjustment. And I'm probably going to adjust it in and then cut the adjusters off some. And then we'll probably have to regroup and retighten as we use it. The chain will stretch, I'm sure. And we've got another adjuster on this end. We're getting ready to hook it up here shortly. I think we'll take a break. It's so hot out, it's just everything's hot, everything you touch. I guess I need to slide this up under the shed there. Work on it there. Alright. Okay folks, got one side hooked up here and actually got the motor on. I had to do a little chopping inside there. Like I said, I had to cut this piece out because that's where they had that jack, but I'm going to actually weld some stuff back in here to reinforce this. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. It's not a critical, issue with the strength. We just need to get something back in there, and that way it don't fill up with sawdust and stuff. I'll probably put a cover over top of this. That is 90 volts. I didn't realize it was that much. I've got a Dart forward and reverse controller here, and with a variable speed, and at the highest speed it looks like it's about right for returning, and at the lowest speed it looks like it's about right. Well, not the lowest, actually it's probably a little slower than what I can make it go slower than what I need to go, even for cutting. So I think we're good. I mean, I went 1-to-1 with everything, and with hopes that the motor, it seemed like it was about right, so that's why I went with it. I didn't even check RPMs or nothing. Just a guesstimation. It's nothing but changing one sprocket anyway. So let's bring it up. Oh, in case you want to see the side. Okay, so as you can see the side here, the chain's it's not crazy tight, but it worked out really well. I didn't know if it was going to be able to pick it up off the bottom or not. I can put a roller under there just to to hold it up, make it a little easier on it. And I guess if it got to bouncing out, I don't know how it would, but it could kind of be bad, but everything else is working out good. So power feed is going to work out. We're going to get the other side done, the other chain on, and then we'll be ready to get started on this and get some power to it. I got some blades coming a little longer than the blade I've got, and I've got again my Acme thread and Acme nut to raise and lower this. Okay folks, so I've got both sides hooked up, so let's try her out here. The chain's macking. Still nice and smooth though, so we're good. Yeah, I mean, I'll have to, address little problems as I go, but so far so good. Everything's working out just like I want. And then we're going to put pieces in, up a little higher. These are just cross members. I'm not going to let the wood sit on these. Don't know how many I'm going to put. I'll figure it out. We just need to come up high enough so, when the blade's down, we can cut all the way. The way it is now with them dropped down in. I could have turned this thing over and done it from the other side, and they was actually at the top here, but I didn't want to do that. The other side wasn't in as good a shape as this side, so I decided to go this way. Now we got to get this cleaned up. This has got to go in the piece right here, and it's all got to get ground and cleaned up and everything so we can That'll slide in and out. Our idler wheel will mount over here, and then our power wheel will be on the other side. And we got our engine just sitting there. And be careful, don't let it fall off. And so this will be somewhere a little bit farther forward. Everything's going to be on this side for cutting, and on this side for the engine, you know, fuel tank, water tank, everything like that. So right here is where it's going to start cutting. All right, it's time to call it a day. Got a bunch done. Back on it tomorrow. Get a bunch more done. Okay, folks, since we've got our power feed pretty much finished up, I figured we'd jump up here, and we're working on the other mount for the idler. But I wanted to show you something. I cleaned this up and got it in here. Now, I want to weld this up and grind it right here and grind all this stuff off. Just haven't done it yet. Just trying to fit everything. As you can see, we got play here, a little bit up and down, a little bit that way. Okay, I'm going to try to take and use that to my advantage. My plan is to bore a hole here and weld a nut there, and then we'll be able to put a bolt, shorter than this one of course, but a bolt in there with a lock nut, and that'll push back on it. And what we'll do is one there, we'll do one up here toward the end of it, and we'll do one there and one there, and then probably on top. Now the ones on top and bottom, the alignment's not going to matter that much, but as for going in and out, it will. So like we could tighten this one and tighten this one back here and twist it that way, or we can do it the other way and twist it the other way, and that'll help get our guides exactly straight. So we're just going to take advantage of the play that's in it to use it as an adjustment. Now that's not the only adjustment we're going to have. It would be no problem to go behind these bearings where they bolt on and just shim them, and I've actually got a set of a big set of fender shims sort of that we could do that if we needed to. But we're going to try to set this thing up straight. I'm going to use bars between the spindles, or not the spindles but the hub itself. I'm going to clamp it to each hub on each side, and then we're going to try to put it on as one unit, and that way everything is perfectly straight across and all that happy stuff. And then we're still waiting on the blade, and we're still waiting on the Acme thread. I know somebody had said something about it'd been nice to have 1 inch 8 threads per inch, and which it would have. It'd have been easier, you know, to go 4 for a half inch, you know, 4 turns, and then 8 turns for a full inch. But I went with 6, and I don't have I mean, I can do the math in my head pretty quick and easy, so it's not that big of an issue. The only thing I haven't ordered is the sprockets. It's going to go from the Acme thread to the other Acme thread and run across the top here somewhere. So I will have to, I've got sprockets, but I don't have 3 the same. And that's where we run into the issue, is they need to be all the same size if I want them to work right. So we're going to have 2, one on each Acme thread, and then I've got a box here I'll show you, the 1x1. And basically what we're going to do is, since they're going to be horizontal, I want it to change to vertical to be able to adjust up and down. So I'll show you how we're going to do that. Alright, so here's the box we're going to use. This is 1-to-1 gearbox, and it says made in Charlotte, North Carolina. But anyway, it has got grease fittings, so evidently it's got grease in it. It's actually in good shape. It turns good, turns by hand. It is 1-to-1, So we can actually turn it with this facing up and put that in line with our sprockets and our chain for raising up and down, and then this will come out the side. And that way we're just going to make it into a 90, and we'll just have an extra shaft there for some reason. If we have to cut it off, we'll cut it off, but I don't think it'll be in the way of anything. Anyway, that'll take us to an easier raise and lower on the machine. So that's our plan. I've had this box for years too, so you know, I'm not really buying that much. I'm buying some things, but I'm not really buying that much. So most of the stuff is just stuff that I've kept for years and years. And this box here was made in Charlotte, North Carolina. You know, it's odd to find any manufacturers at all, especially that's got, you know, this cast iron stuff or anything like that that's in the South. It just, you know, don't happen nearly as often. So, you know, when I find them, I try to keep them. And it's not that, and I'm not, you know, I'm from West Virginia. I don't know if I'm from the South or the North. We didn't have that, you know, Yankee, Rebel, never heard anything like that. I didn't grow up with none of that stuff. So, you know, I just like it because it has nothing to do with the South itself. It has to do with the fact that there wasn't as much of it down here. So when you see something, especially like this, you know, a lot of the castings are rough. This is actually a really nice casting. Now this is where their gate come off and they cleaned it up, but if you can see how smooth the casting is, most castings from the South that I've seen, and I pay attention, most of them are not this nice. So, you know, if I was a guessing man, I'd say that this company, you know, built some quality stuff because they took pride in the, you know, in the surface of this thing. So anyway, means nothing the most, but you know, it means something to me. I guess that's all that matters to me, right? All right.